Hello, my dear P3s. I'm once again here still to handle Literacy 1A, which is Social Studies. Those ones who missed the previous lessons, I'm happy to inform you, you can still access those lessons. Previously, we looked at the systems of farming, and I left you with an activity which I believe that you all did. Let me hope that you are still safe, you are still putting everything into consideration, like washing your hands, keeping a distance. We want to see you safe. When you return to school, we want to be happy, all right? So we are going to go through that activity, which I believe that you all did with all the love. We are going to go through it and see whether you did it so well. If somewhere you went wrong, you'll make corrections, and I'll be glad to know that you did them correctly. Okay, let's go through the exercise I left with you. And our first question was to define farming. And this is the answer. Farming is the growing of crops and rearing of animals. Question 2, what name do we give to a person who grows crops and rears animals? And that is none other than a farmer. Okay, why do we need farmers in our community? I think you had a similar answer like this. We get food from farmers, and it's true. Same applies to the milk. When I talk about food, it can be milk, it can be other things. Definitely, since we know that they grow crops at the same time rear animals, we get all that from the farmers. The fourth question was, how can a person benefit from a nearby farm? 1, by getting food. We can get food from the farms, by getting manure, which we can also put in our gardens or make other things out of that manure. By getting jobs. Many people work in people's farms. At the end of the day, they are paid. You can see all that can be got from the funds. The last question was, how important is the tool below to a farmer? First of all, you had to identify that tool, which I believe that you identified. That is a hoe. It is used for digging. All right. Thanks so much for that activity you did. Hope you have followed up and you've already known what you got. Those ones who have passed all, bravo to you. All right. So I'm going to handle the third lesson. Hope you are fully prepared. Are you ready to learn? I believe we are going to enjoy this. Make sure that you don't leave that place you are seated until the end of this lesson, because I don't want you to miss any single bit. Are we at par? All right. This is our third lesson. Those ones who might have missed, please follow up the previous lessons. It's not too late. You can still catch up. Okay. So, in this topic, that is economic activities, and the subtopic is farming. We are still continuing with farming. There is a lot to know about farming. At the end of this lesson, I want you to have known this or have achieved this. And these are our competencies. Let's look at them. I expect all of you to mention the importance of farming. That means we are going to look at the importance of farming. The next thing, you'll have to think about the problems faced by farmers. What do you think farmers face? We should identify those problems, because I know some of you are planning to be farmers, and some of you have parents who are farmers. So we should know the challenges that they go through. Another thing, we should help them to identify solutions to those problems that we might have or we shall have identified. Right. Now, this is the lesson. You promised me that you'll pay attention to the end of the lesson. So, another thing, keep a smile on your face. I love it when you are smiling, because I just get to know that the brain will also be active and will be able to keep everything that I shall have taught you. Okay, in our first session, we are going to look at the importance of farming and begin thinking of the importance, the benefits, the advantages of what use is farming to people, even to you as a child. What do you think? You must be thinking right now. You can even ask your neighbor, what do you think? What can we get from farming? How good is it? Why do you think people carry out farming? You should have all those questions within your mind. Okay, these are some of the importance I identified for you. So you'll keep on adding on those importance that I'm going to tell you. The first one is, it is a source of food. We need food. There is no way we can survive without food. So all the food we get it from farmers, or we plant it we ourselves. That means we are carrying out farming purposely or majorly to get food. As you can see, we have a happy farmer here with his bananas. You can have a look at that. Wow, this is so nice. I believe this person is going to take some of them to his homes. Others, he's going to take them to the market so that he can sell them to other people and they enjoy the food in their homes. Another importance is, or the benefit or the advantage of farming is, it creates employment to people. Let me tell you, my friends, many people are being paid simply because they are working in people's farms. Some are helping in growing crops, others are helping in keeping the animals. At the end of that day, they are paid. That means they have a job, and that job they do or they got, it was because of farming. Okay, oh, we have some women here and some men busy carrying some crops. You can see they are working within that huge, large garden. So they are being employed. I think that is so great. Even your parents are being employed on people's farms and in people's gardens, and they are happily working because at the end of the day, they are well paid. Another importance is, farming provides raw materials to industries. There are industries who need agricultural products as raw materials. Oh, as we can see here, we have different products. Oh, we have some bags, we have some shoes, we have the belts, and beside, we are seeing the animal skin. Remember, with farming, it connects with the rearing of animals. The skin, that animal skin, was used to make those products. As you can see, it's all because of farming. We also have agro-based industries, those industries that use agricultural products as their raw materials, like cotton. Cotton is used in many industries, and I believe you know things that are got from cotton and other things. We can get clothes, we can get cotton wool and other things. You can see how important farming is. Imagine if we are not carrying out farming, what would have happened? Think about it. Another importance is, it helps to develop infrastructure like roads. Trust me, where there are farmers, in case there are farmers in a certain area, those roads will be developed. And I believe you know the importance of roads. They help in transport. Definitely, if the roads are well constructed, the farmers will be able to transport their products to the markets. And you know they want to do it so fast, they sell their goods, go back to their gardens, care for different things. So the roads must have been worked upon so well. So at the end of the day, we shall also benefit from those farmers. You see, farming is so important. Another thing is, for study purpose. As a child, even what I'm doing right now is learning. And what are we learning about? farming. So you can see how important farming is. Even to you as a child, you do study. We have always moved to people's farms. And we look at the animals, we study about them, we look at the crops, we study about them. Even in your compound, there are different crops which you look at every day and you identify different things about these plants. That is all learning. So you can see how farming is important. You should give a hand clap to all farmers. They deserve it. They do a great job. You can also do it and you benefit. Let's proceed to the next session. We are going to look at problems faced by farmers. My dear learners, if you are planning to become a farmer, you should know the following. Where there is something good, definitely there must be a harbor. There must be a challenge of which you can still overcome. So let's look at these challenges, the problems faced by farmers. 1, shortage of capital. The capital I'm referring to is the money. They need money to run that business. Actually, it is a business because they do benefit. They need to buy tools, they need to pay the workers, they need to buy land. You know very well that where there is no money, my dear, life becomes hard. So some farmers lack money. So they end up facing such a challenge. They end up not running their farms so well because of money. The next problem is pests and diseases. You find people's farms when they are attacked by pests like monkeys, like rats. They come and destroy all their crops. What a great loss. Sometimes it is a disease and it clears all the crops. At the end of the day, the farmer is going to make a huge loss because they do invest in their gardens. Another problem is too much sunshine. Oh, there is when crops they need sunshine, but when it becomes too much, you know very well that too much of anything, complete that proverb. So when sunshine becomes too much, definitely their crops will dry up. Will they benefit? They won't. Another problem is heavy rainfall. You know what happens when it rains heavily? Definitely the results will be the floods. Would the farmer need the floods? No. Why? The crops will be destroyed. Will the farmer benefit? Definitely not. That will be another loss. Another problem is shortage of skilled labor. There is when they lack the labor. It can be man labor. When they need people to work on the farms, and you find that yes, they are there, but they are not skilled. They can't do what exactly is required from them. Sometimes it can be mechanical. They need machines sometimes, but they don't have those machines. So you find that the farmer is facing such a problem. He might have produced a lot or many, but because of that skill, the shortage of skilled labor, wow, that one also becomes a huge problem of which it will end up affecting him. Another one is shortage of land. Oh, people lack land. People wish to have big farms, but because of land, and you know very well land is very expensive. If a farmer doesn't have money to buy that land, that will be another problem to the farmer. Another problem is poor transport. After growing their crops, they need to transport their crops to the markets. or to places where they are going to sell their crops. So if they don't have transport, and if transport is not good, I mean the means of transport, same applies to the roads. If they are not good, that one will cause a delay maybe in selling their products. Maybe they'll fail to sell their products to people who would have bought them expensively. So that one also comes up as another problem. Lastly, poor quality seeds and breeds of animals. Not all seeds that are sold are of quality. Same applies to the animals. So that is another problem. If a farmer buys poor quality seeds, definitely the yields will not be good. So he has to plant good yields, so that he has to plant good seeds so that he can yield nice and quality harvests. All right. So having looked at the problems, I believe where there is a problem, we can still come up with a solution. Who knows? At the end of the day, it can work out. So in the third session, I want us to look at the solutions to the above problems. Begin thinking. We have looked at many problems. Shortage of land, we looked at capital, we looked at pests and diseases, the heavy rainfall, the too much sunshine. Choose at least one problem and find a solution to it. Think about it. Within 2 or 3 minutes, I know you would have come up with a solution, as I also think for you. But think for yourself first. I love that. I know many of you are tasking your heads, which is very good, because in future you are going to become farmers. What will you do if your crops are attacked by pests and diseases? What will you do if you don't have land? The land isn't enough. What will you do? If you don't have money, what will you do? Have you thought about anything you can do for that? Oh, I know you have many solutions. Let's look at this that I came up with. Okay. The first solution is, remember, we looked at the problem of capital. Many farmers lack capital. So let's see what a farmer can do for this problem. A farmer can get loans from banks. Yeah. Banks are more than willing to give loans to farmers. So if there is a farmer out there and lacks capital, we advise you, go to the bank. They'll give you a loan so that you can run your business. You harvest, you sell, you take the money back, and they will again be happy to give you another loan. So your farm will keep on growing. It will become big and bigger. And definitely if it grows bigger, the yields or the harvests will be good. You will gain a lot. Another solution is, we looked at the problem of pests and diseases. What can you do for that? Let me hope you had the same answer. By spraying using pesticides. Don't leave your crops to vanish like that. You can spray them. If you have detected that my crops have been attacked by diseases or by the pests, please apply the pesticides. Trust me, it will work out. The third one is by using modern methods of farming. Oh, as I speak now, since we are in the modern world, everything is now modern. Even when it comes to farming, there are those modern farming methods. My dear, farmers have testified. They have gained from these methods. So please, try to think of those modern ways. Make research. You will benefit. You'll find that you are benefiting from your garden or from your business or farming. Another one is, we looked at the poor transport. They are poor roads. What can we do for that? Sometimes it is beyond us. We don't have money to work upon the roads. Let us take this one back to the government. the government should also come in to construct the better roads, because we need the farmers. You find that everything we do rotates on farming, on agriculture. So the government should construct the better roads. Okay. Oh, we looked at the too much sunshine and the heavy rainfall, whereby when it comes to such seasons, the dry season, the wet season, crops are greatly affected. What can we do for this? Did you think about mulching? We can put mulching into practice so that we don't lose our crops. The crops will be safe. Let's see how these people did it. We have our pictures here. We are seeing our crops being covered. I think this was a dry season and we needed to keep the water within the soil so that the crops can keep on growing. As you can see, they had covered out the gardens and others were still covering the garden with dry grass. Have you ever seen this anywhere? I know many of you have ever seen this, but you didn't know what they were doing. They were covering the garden with the dry grass, and that's what we call mulching. You learn more about this. So, another one is by irrigating or watering crops during the dry season. Remember, in the dry season, this is when we are more likely to experience drought. And farming is continuous. People keep on growing crops, but they have to resort to modern farming methods. So this one can also come in to help in the dry season. Oh, as you can see here, they are busy irrigating. Irrigating, you can use different ways. We are seeing some pipes irrigating. We are seeing a man holding a pipe, busy irrigating the crops. Oh, we have another one that looks to be the simplest. We are seeing that gentleman we are seeing that gentleman busy irrigating using a bottle. This is so interesting. I've loved it. Do you like it too? It is very simple. I think I should try it out before my crops dry out. So if you cannot do the irrigating, you can water. Get a watering can, get a container, and pour water on your crops. Trust me, they'll look so healthy and you'll benefit from your crops. Wow, I just love this. Oh, have you learned something? Have you benefited from this lesson? How will you prove that to me? The only way to prove that to me is by doing this simple exercise. I prepared it just for you. So you have to do it yourself to prove to me that we are paying attention and you loved the lesson. Are you still happy? Do you still possess a smile on your face? I love that. So let me quickly go through this activity as you also follow up. Question 1. Why do people in your area carry out farming? Give only 3 reasons. I know you have very many, but I only need 3. The second question reads, mention any 3 problems faced by farmers. I know you have many of them. Since you are planning to become farmers, you must have noticed the problems that farmers do face. The third question reads, how can a farmer control soil erosion? How can he do that? Think about it. Since you've been following up the problems faced by farmers, you must have noticed that soil erosion is among the problems that they do face. Another question reads, this is the last. How can you care for your crops during the dry season? Think about it and tell me, or write it down actually. Write it down. I'll be grateful. Thanks for listening. I remain Miss Ruth Nanteza. We shall meet in the next lesson. Stay safe. I love you so much.